How you guys doing, man? My name is Aurelio, and welcome to Kingsman Court. I got my fellow kings with me. We have today's special guest, Buddha. How you doing, brother? Ross Eli,
All is well.
good over evil. What's up, kings? How y'all doing, man?
All
That's
is well.
up.
All is well.
Blessings,
Respect, respect.
blessings.
Mm,
Thanks.
no.
How's everything going on with the eyes, man?
Oh, it's
Up,
crisp.
up, up, up.
Up for vibes?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
Yes,
always,
I.
always high vibrations, man. Always.
Gotta
Mm,
be. Gotta be. Gotta
that's
stay in
it.
a high vibration. Well, we're going to definitely get it in and start talking about some good stuff, man. Before we go to the clip, I do want to give a massive shout out to, yo, the conscious people, man. I don't, when we say conscious, sometimes it gets construed with, these like people that you would say poor righteous teachers, kind of like people that would just try to give you a doctor feel good. They don't give you the actual truth, like the reality behind situations. You got real conscious people out there that actually represent the word conscious. I don't throw too much shade to people like Dr. Umar or anything like that, but there's people out there that don't pander when it comes to talking reality. They actually give you what you're supposed to hear, not what you want to hear. You know what I mean, guys?
Mm,
So I just want to give a shout out
yeah.
to the real conscious people that still exist, because I know they play around with the name conscious and they try to make it seem like it's not a real thing, but it really is. There's people out there that actually pay attention to reality, and they're not caught up by the BS that the news media or any radio or whatever it is that throw people off their game and keep them off of their chi, pretty much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that.
What we talking about today, guys? Because you already know I'm about to play this video, but I just want to know what y'all would like to talk about today. We got a nice hour to get it in.
Whatever you want to talk about, I'm ready.
Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow,
Is
man.
that,
Let it flow.
hey man, listen, I want to talk about this 3 hour atlas. We was talking about it yesterday. There's a video that I'm gonna put on in a few. I just want to, we just get a little intro into it before I start the video off, and then we're gonna watch the video through and then give our long commentary on it. Go back and forth and trade, ideas and what kind of standpoint you think you can see this happening and where we're going with whatever it is that we're gonna see in this video. For a minute now, I think when we talk about life and the things that we see in this form of how we live right now in this plane of existence. For a minute, I've been wondering a lot of stuff like why we here. You know what I mean? What's
Mm,
the purpose?
mm,
And what happens when it's time to depart? If we depart, if there even is a thing called heaven, is there anything called hell? Is it just spiritual transformation? What do we when this physical shed? What is the next move? What do you
right.
guys think? Because for me, I'll say this. I believe that we have levels to this whole spiritual thing, and I think this is one of them. I think this is the more physical one than anything else. But I believe outside of this, it don't end here on this plane for us. I think we move on depending on how much knowledge we gain while we're here. What you guys think about that?
I'm with
I
that.
shade.
I'm with
Yes,
that.
I.
Yep.
I'm with
I'm
that.
just saying. I'm aligned right there. I'm aligned right there.
Yeah.
Aligned
What I
right.
say, I think,
Hmm.
and I feel like I almost notice where is, bro, we are all souls at the end of the day, right?
Right.
We are all like just light beings,
Hmm.
right? Spiritual beings. Like when we done, this is uh, the physical experience. You know what I mean? And we literally just all came here to have that physical experience because once it's done, we go back
That's it.
into that soul, that just the eyes. You know what I mean? The where there's no we ain't looking at nothing physical. We're not looking at what you look like and what this one got on and what we ain't studying none of that because in our pure essence we ain't got none of that. This is why when you could have all your riches, all your gold, all your this. Guess what? When you leave this place, you leave all that shit right here. You know what I mean? All that stuff, all the money, the whatever it is. You know what I mean? All you leave with is the knowledge, the you know, whatever you gained here. You know, in the mental state. You know what I mean? Where you
Mm-hmm.
leaving here on some like, you're a better man, a better woman. You feeling like, all right, I accomplished what my mission was. Because for some reason, at the end of the day, I feel like we all just figure out what that mission is. You know what I mean? It's like you might not know what it is now at this point, but for some reason, you yourself know. You know what I mean? When you ain't doing what your mission is. You know what I mean? You feel like it,
You
whether
feel
it be the
incomplete.
job, you just feel like it. You feel like, yo, I'm wasting time. Like I don't know what it is, but I'm just wasting time doing this. Like this is not what I want to do. And everybody would tell you when you find that thing that you want to do, you feel like work, like because you're just doing it. You know what I mean? It's just you love what you're doing, and and I feel like that's just what we here for. Like not it's not all about the money. We had that conversation yesterday, where it's not all about the money. Some people, are fulfilling their purpose and they ain't got no money, but they here just touching each and every one that comes in their path. They just impacting them on some crazy level, and everybody will tell you how great this person is and blah, but they're not rich. They're not looking to be rich neither. It's like because
Mm.
that's not for them. Certain people now, what's on their path, money might be on that path, and they might
Mm-hmm.
use that to uplift other people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just I feel like once like we here for a physical experience, man, and for me, ever since I was younger, I just had this like exploration kind of vibe about me, man. Like I wanna see the world. You know what I mean? It's like I wanna go explore. I wanna go find the stuff that they say you can't go to, and it's just like I want to go there. Let me go look for that stuff, and I used to sit down dreaming about it, and it's like I got to a point where it's like, man, why? Like, go be
So
that.
so you kind of felt like you it's time to fulfill the destiny because we all have something that while we're here on Earth, we all have something we have to achieve at some point, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
Yeah,
like,
that
man.
what we call time. That time
Mm-hmm.
is the seeing the grid that y'all was explaining. Like four boxes. So that four boxes still represent fire, earth, air, and rain. So to say fear, a lot of us use these concepts in religious approach to say fear God. Well, when we look at it, you God and to see the fear in the first place. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the idea of service.
Hold on, because your phone's going out.
Oh,
You were going out. You were going
can you
out.
hear me?
Try it. Yep, we can hear you now.
That was I was saying the word fear, fire, earth, air, and rain. The fear.
Mm-hmm.
We're basically finding four concepts of God. So we end up saying fear God, but it's really four concepts basically knowing what the God connection is. And as what we were just all hearing was the word soul. So soul
Mm-hmm.
is the beyond from spirit to even spiritual. So we see
Mm-hmm.
four elements can be put together, but once it's put together, it makes a fifth element that's not there. So that's why this place that we look at called time is emit. Once we create the emit in time, you see the space. And now
Mm-hmm.
space got memory. And in that space, you get grace and you get pace and you get also the ace in these same letters. You know what I mean? Like we even use AC for the actual reduction of heat, but the E is emotion. So anything acronym, just like worded, can also play backwards what it is, like time. Time is TIME, and now we
yeah,
see it as EMIT. The age that has been changed is the non-ether technon, because remember we got the message out of the phone, so now we're getting technon as the messenger to this world and to the near future because it's not there yet. But we using technology. So I say the age of technology is just like saying the age of Aquarius. So we're into the no age, the now age. So whether you know it or not, uh, this is happening. So we call it present. So
Mm-hmm.
now, how do we present ourselves and still be present at the same time? And that's where you get this plus sign and the time sign. Of course, the mathematicians came out and said, "Hey, this is math," but the other ones that was before them said, "This is my eye." And then it was like, "Well, you know what? We're gonna say this is not my eye. We're gonna say it's math." But then when they said two times two, it equals four. This is where the confusion also starts when we get back to zero times zero equals zero. We
So
know a source has to have a source.
so how do you feel? What's your take on uh, life after death? Because I know we know we're living life, so I don't consider death a real thing in my mind. I don't consider it death. I just consider it transformation. That's it.
Right.
There you
You're
go.
transforming. So
Yeah.
if you're transforming, like, I mean, you know how the phonetics of English work, right? We
Yeah.
we know that most of these words, 99.9% of them, have meanings that you can actually correct in its proper form. Like, you know how we used to say, we're telling people that people used to say to you that you're brainwashed, and that's not really what's really happening. Is what really happened. The term was used to demean a person, when in fact the reality behind the word brainwash is washing your brain of the filth, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's how the phonetics used to play with our minds, and it does something to not only our minds but our emotions, and steer our emotions a certain way. And unfortunately, our people are the ones that we come in a we're coming up in a society where we don't have enough men such as you and I and all the other brothers here that know how to control the emotions of the kids coming behind us,
That's right.
because
Well,
the
that
reality
goes back to
is,
what you're saying. You
yeah,
said life and death.
mm-hmm,
The zero and the one explains what life and death is. We don't, our family's family was supposed to pass that conversation to us so that we would know the life from death was the
mm-hmm,
zero to create life as one from the depth that zero has to become in order for us to recognize it again.
mm-hmm,
So we know that 10 is on the other side. I mean, the 10 happens to have the zero on the other side. Yet, how did that zero create a depth to go into the next zero and become 10 as a set? So, this is why we will be confused. This is why math
mm-hmm,
is confusion to a lot of
mm-hmm,
our children. They're not one to even challenge it because it's still the connection of that's your mama right there as the origin. And here you came into this origin, and now we're getting ready to go into the next mode of how we have another child. If I say two plus two is five, it is going to confuse a lot of people. Yet that's not math. That's my eye. We're saying the masculine feminine of a man and the masculine feminine of a woman can create a child between the two. That's just like saying one plus one is three, not one plus one is two. So the confusion is we didn't give them an eye before we gave them math. The confusion
Mm.
is we didn't show them this shape that has four lines actually has five lines in it. We just didn't
mm-hmm.
get into the center of it and said the center is a part of the lines that it's created through. So this is where
Exactly,
the confusion
exactly,
starts. We gotta
exactly. And
say
you want to
your
know something?
soul. Go ahead.
Not to cut, well, to add to what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
When you look at the pyramid, right?
There we go. Come on.
You look at the
That's
pyramid,
why I
it
was there.
has
That's why I was
four
there.
sides, but
There you go.
there's one more side, and it's in the middle of the pyramid. You understand? Like that. I seen that clearly from what you was talking about. Like clear as
That's
day.
that's the mother talking to us in the Ma'at form saying, how do you balance this then? If this is what they're calling balance, how do they see it as balance? How do we see it as more balanced than they might have never seen it as? So to go underneath the ground and see it as maybe even a diamond in that shape, versus just a platform of seeing three sides that actually four sides. If I looked at it from a bird's eye view, then now I see 5 points because now I can see it from a bird's eye view. But now if I backed up from it all together and dig under the ground, would it actually show me another point down there in the underground side of it?
Hmm.
This is the hidden imagination that we have amongst all of us. This is
So
that
look,
soul that my brother spoke on earlier.
so look, check this out, right, guys? So before I play the video, I'm about to cue the video up. I'm gonna ask you guys a question, but before we end, if we come back around to this question, I just need you guys to think on it, right? The question is this: consciousness. Do you think consciousness is the gateway to our reality? I want you guys to think about that. Is consciousness the gateway to human reality? All right? Think about it, okay? All right, gentlemen?
Yes, I.
All right. That's a good question. I'm going to explain why later on, but let's get to this video real quick. All right, please
All
like,
right,
share,
the
subscribe. Don't
answer.
forget to hit the notification bell.
Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Understand that nothing can stop what is coming. Now, my question is, do you think he fear-mongering, or do you think he potentially is really trying to share an urgent message with us? Or could this simply just be a cryptic message amongst the so-called elites about what we're becoming? If y'all remember, not too long ago, Trump was actually discussing developing a United States Space Force. This Space Force was actually viewed as the sixth branch of the U.S. military. Now, lately, there has been lots of discussions about this interstellar object referred to as the 3-Eye Atlas, which is allegedly heading to our planet at the speed of 137,000 miles per hour. There's several discussions and rumors all across the conscious community on social media about what these beings could actually be. Some individuals make mention of black extraterrestrials, the Anunnaki. Some individuals make mention of deceptive extraterrestrial reptilians from the Sakar Empire, all right? Others make mention of interstellar object that actually works in synergy with our sun, that will have the ability of amplifying our abilities, that works in synergy with the magnetosphere. All right, there's a lot of speculation of what this object can be. The fact of the matter is, when we discuss the concept of extraterrestrials, it's important to remember that this whole planet was a huge eugenics testing facility, and that we all have different extraterrestrial genetics. Some of you are Arcturian, some of you are Lyran, some of you are Andromedan, some of you are Anunnaki, some of you are from the blue avian lineage. It's very important to remember that this whole planet was a huge eugenics testing facility, and in essence, we truly are the extraterrestrials. This is where the term star seeds derive. The word Zulu means sky people. We literally have cosmic bloodlines and descended from the stars. This is why Trump's warning is more than what you think, all right? It's also a cryptic message to the deletes about what we're going to become. This is one of the reasons he made mention of building a gold dome over America. The purpose of the dome is actually to prevent us from receiving the ionizing particles emitted from these X-class solar flares. The word niggers comes from Nagas, which was a divine serpent race of extraterrestrials. If I told you that if you're indigenous, you're a direct descendant of this divine serpent race due to the fact that you're a child of Tiamat, demonized the reptilian, but the truth is we all are part reptilian. This is also why when you have a Kundalini experience, it's the personification of serpentine energy. In order to fully embody the essence of this serpentine energy, decalcification and activation of the pineal gland is highly recommended. Ayurvedic herbs like Haritaki is great for third eye chakra activation. It's great for decalcification and activation of the pineal gland, and actually one of the first herbs that set me on a course to things like lucid dreaming and astral projection. I do have the Haritaki capsules available on Holistic Remedies link in bio. Detox 19 is another phenomenal component that's known for its ability to detoxify and decalcify the pineal gland. It's a very powerful zeolite that's known for its ability to purge toxic metals like aluminum, arsenic, lead, cadmium, and mercury from your body. Proper detoxification of the pineal gland substantially amplifies melanin production. The increase in melanin allows you to better copolymerize light photons from the sun. Every 8 minutes and 30 seconds that you spend in the sun, you receive additional downloads or information on angles of light. This is why they blanket the sky and spray every city with chemtrails every day, and are also now in discussions about building a whole golden dome over the entire country. It's important to know that the chemtrails aren't only used to simply block out the sun. They're also sprayed to block out the stars and all other celestial luminaries, due to the fact that your melanin absorbs all forms of light. Radio waves, sound waves, microwaves, even wavelengths you don't see with the naked eye. This is why it's important that we incorporate wearing things like copper. I have copper magnetic bracelets on Holistic Remedies that are phenomenal for what's called RF shielding. They actually protect you against radio frequencies. And copper is also great for increasing your red blood cell count, and it also amplifies your electromagnetic aura field. Again, I do have the copper magnetic bracelets available on Holistic Remedies link in bio. We're going through so many activations on this realm right now, and it's imperative that you don't fall victim to any of the scare tactics or fear mongering. It's important.
You guys see the levels of consciousness he's showing there? And that's something? Let's keep going.
Important to know that you are going through cosmic light code activation. For all high quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual elevation, click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to Ascension.
All right, so what you guys think about the video? I'm gonna start it off with let's start off with Eli. What's your take on
Man,
the
listen.
video?
As far as the 3-eye atlas, man, it's easy to it's easy to say, oh man, what is this coming? Will come and destroy humanity, right? I feel like it's very few people that look at it in a different light. You know, what sat with me was when he mentioned the Anunnaki coming back, right? Who knows, right? Those beings coming, if there are beings coming on that 3-eye atlas or whatever that is, that weird object that's floating into the atmosphere at a fast pace, right? Who knows? That could be something. That could be something for a positive light. You know what I mean? Entities coming and giving us things that we were always destined to have. What if it is the Anunnaki? What if it is other celestial beings that no one's ever heard about, written about? You know what I mean? It's my mind takes me a lot of different places, and I was pulled in so many different ways, bro. And I'm, you know, I do my best to look at things in a way to pull myself and to challenge my mind, right? To challenge my thinking on it. But I don't know, man. It's I feel a lot of different ways about it, man.
Yeah, I agree, man. You know, it's something to think about, of course. You know, because they mention a few beings, and I think it's not going to only be something that is detectable with the naked human earthly eye. Okay, remember, our eyes can see only a certain amount of colors, one, and downloading like he said, you sit in the sun for like 50 something minutes, you're downloading different lights like coming omitted from the sun. So it's one of those things where we don't know what we're going to see, because things could be done on a 2D level, 3D level, 4D level, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what I mean? It's different levels to this thing. Anybody ever seen Interstellar, the movie? It breaks down a good portion of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, now let me turn it over to Good Over Evil. Let me hear your take, and then I would like to hear Buddha's take on it as well.
I mean, I'm a bit different on it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think nothing is coming from no sky, bro. Like, for me, I don't see it. Like, I don't think nothing is coming from the sky. I think this is all like
Smoke and
stuff.
mirror.
Yeah, I think this
Yeah,
is
it could
stuff
be.
to just keep us like, this is just another one of these guys we wait for this date. You know what I mean? There's times where it's like that same dude who with the video just now. When the eclipse happened, I remember he's telling people they gotta move out of New York, they gotta do all this kind of. It's like this guy again. All right, like now we gotta like move. Now you got and then when you start to pay attention, all these people, they're all selling something at the end of their videos. They're all telling
Yeah, they
you, yo,
are.
go in my link, click the link in my bio, so you could go get your special oils and your this. It's like, I got this special concoction that's gonna help you from radiation B and this and that. It's like, bro, what are we talking about? Like,
I
what are
look
we
at it
talking
as
about?
I
You
look
know
at
what I
it
mean?
as
Like
you know.
no, even not to cut you off, but it's like
Go
even when
ahead,
you
go
say
ahead.
like, your melanin is absorbing the starlight and all of this stuff. It's like, bro, you're supposed to be asleep at night. All right, like if melanin is not supposed to be, we literally like the
He
planet.
said
Honestly,
Starlight.
it's
I
not.
I didn't know he said
Yeah,
that.
he said it. Yes,
I thought he
your
said
He said
sun.
melanin. So
Stargate or something.
no,
Starlight
your
or
melanin
Stargate.
absorb. No, because when you're out, that's why they're spraying the chemtrails. And the whole time he's talking, all I kept like reading in my head is two truths and a lie. This is what this guy is doing right now. Two truths and a lie.
Okay.
Literally,
He,
like he would drop two facts and then come and give you some bullshit after that.
So
Then
is
drop
is
two
it
things
is
again.
he's using a great marketing tool, pretty much.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then because he would tell you, yeah, they're spraying the chemtrails, but they're not only using it to block out the sun, they're also blocking out the starlight because your melanin absorbs all light.
yeah, he did.
Okay.
Say, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What?
Okay.
Like when he's saying that, I'm like, what the fuck, bro? You're supposed to be asleep at night. You're not supposed to be there absorbing starlight. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so it's like, yeah, we know they're spraying the chemtrails, but now you're saying they're doing it for that too? Like, bro,
So you think he made promotions? He did a promotion about his copper too, the copper bracelet that he was selling.
yeah, exactly. It's like
Magnetism.
because they know, and then they say stuff like the conscious community and stuff. It's like, bro, nobody talks like that. Like if you just trying to help people, you would just talk and just help people. You're not gonna talk for the conscious community and stuff like it's like no. Now you seem like you're pandering to a certain set of people.
Yeah, that's the like I said. So when I in the beginning when I said shout out to the conscious community, well, conscious people, I really mean that because you really have true, authentic, conscious people. But when you
Exactly.
see
You know what
stuff
I mean?
like that, it kind of
Exactly.
panders to
Like
it, the
we're
narrative.
not
Like I
selling
said,
nothing. You know what I mean? We just
Yeah,
we talking to the crowd.
yeah,
We're not
yeah.
selling nothing. You know what I mean? It's like with
yeah.
these people now, they're always selling something, and it's like this is who you gotta follow. This is what you gotta do, and then they use the gun. It's like, bro, like real people, like we know, like there's a firmament and shit. So what are we talking about? Where's these beings coming from that you're talking about? That's that there's this ship that's coming in at 100,000. It's like, bro, so you telling me what the government is saying, bro? So we don't even believe what they're saying. So what do you like? What which conscious community you a part of, bro? Because we don't really like. I'm not listening to what these people telling me. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, we went to the moon. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We did like, what are we talking
Nine
about?
Katy
eleven was
Perry.
real.
Katy
Yeah,
Perry
it's
went
like
to the moon. Who else went the other month? A couple
that's what
months
I'm
ago.
saying. It's
they
like,
they astronauts now.
yeah. Did you see India
That
just
water
landed
stuff.
That water
India
stuff.
landed a thing on the moon? Like it's like, come on, nah. And I feel like it's literally like how you said earlier when they know all this stuff about space, but then they don't know nothing about the ocean. I feel
Yeah,
like
that's crazy.
that's what
That's deep, boy.
I feel like fellas just flip what they're telling us, just flip it around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
really
So
it. Yeah.
they know
yeah.
what's going on down there, but they don't know
Yeah.
nothing about up there because you can't go up there. So it's like,
Right.
but
Right.
you know what's going on down there. You know what I mean? You know down here, all right, there's all kinds of beings down there. You know what I mean?
So it's the old switcheroony effect.
Yes, I feel like this is
Yeah.
Switched it up
literally
on
what's
you.
going on. And they
Don't look
tell us
this
all
way,
the
look that
time,
way.
guys,
Don't
as
look this
above,
way, look that
so
way.
Go
below.
below.
And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like, but they're telling you like, all this stuff is happening above, but it's like, no, this is happening down there. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know if there's the beings like what they say, but I think it's a switcheroo thing right now, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I honestly agree with you, man. I think about it sometimes. I used to always think about the solar system, galaxies and all that good stuff like that. But then the older I got, I started like really taking in this firmament kind of idea, and the flat Earth theory was starting to become a lot more clear. And I started to really more stronger and prevalent. I mean, to some people, yeah, the science community, they bought, and they're gonna tell you, yeah, there is a such thing as space, but it's a factual thing that you can bear with your own eyes. We see a lot of video that we also know that a lot of things were digitally done. I always wonder to myself, if what's his name, Louis Armstrong, I forgot the man's name, Mr.
Yeah,
Armstrong, the one
yeah,
that went
yeah,
to land on the moon.
yeah.
When he
Oh.
showed up to the moon, he was being filmed, and when he left, he was being filmed.
And the
So
flag was moving. The
what
flag
they
was
left
like
that they
this.
left that man there. They said, "Nah, we ain't gonna leave you. You can stay. We'll come back and get you."
Good over evil. The flag was like
So
this.
the flag, bro, there's so much. I don't
There's so
know.
much
It's for me.
studio
It's like
equipment
if
being
you,
done. You could tell he was hoisted and everything.
and that's the thing. It's like if you even
Yep.
just for a moment, like just look at it now, because like I would show it to my children. Like, yo, just sit down and just look at it. I'm not telling you anything. Just sit down and you look. And my son is like, yo, it's like a bad video game. Like, yeah, this is crazy. Like, what is
You can
this?
see through them.
And I'm
CGI
like,
look crazy.
no, this is they're telling people this is them going to the moon. And he's like, yeah, nah, nah.
Yo,
I'm
boot.
like, bro, this is, without them telling you anything, just when you just look with your own eyes. And the thing is, a lot of people don't look. A lot of
No
people
one does that.
nowadays have never sat down and actually looked at the
Look
footage of
at
that
it.
shit.
Right, right.
Like where I'm like,
Study it.
go sit down, go look at it, just how they presented it. Go look at it. Go watch the interviews after, and watch these dudes look like some hostage victims that they put to sit down and
Oh,
say, yo,
yo,
just tell them, don't even say nothing about where you've been. And them dudes
tell
that
them.
could barely answer questions. I'm like, yo, just think about it. You've just seen something that people could only dream about. You've been there. You're the only one that been there, and then they asking y'all about it, and y'all like, oh, yeah, you just like you scared to talk about it. Like, bro, what is this? You would think you'd be excited to say what you saw and how fast it was, and man, we went this high, and yo, I could see China from over there, and this one from over there. None of that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And I'll be
None of
honest
that.
with you, you don't see any. It's a lot of missing things in that equation.
Bro, they
What?
asked the guys about the stars, not to cut you off again, but
Uh,
it's like they asked them about the stars. Hey, so how was the stars? And they looked at each other, and it's like one said, "Oh, it was completely lit up." The other one, I didn't remember seeing. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I don't remember seeing any stars. Yeah, we don't remember
Wow.
seeing any stars. I'm like, weren't y'all on the same thing? Like, what's going on? How like
And
he's saying he's seen. Then you had other astronauts who went up years later, and they asked them the same question, guys. How was the stars? And they're like, oh well, you had one dude says it was the blackest black. He couldn't see any stars. Then another dude said, "Oh, it was lit up like it's never been before. Like, man, the Magellans and the this and the that." I said, "Look at this shit. Like, bro, how can people believe these people? You
this
know what I
one
mean?
dude
so
who would die about it.
so before we go any further, I do want to I do want to get Buddha in here to say a few words about what the video he saw as well before we go to the next subject.
Yeah, I do feel like he did have a point. I ain't gonna say he did have some weird ways he was trying to throw out. But I did what I caught was the breath control. Like if that was more expounded on, because there's
Hmm.
one way that you can channel, and even for myself, I had to show my son how to do breathing, and it's just ironic. I got this book, and it's just those things that you like you're gonna gravitate to, you're gonna gravitate to it stronger when you start wanting to gravitate to it. Right.
Hmm.
Um we call it that mental magic, or that attraction that we get when we want to concentrate stronger to it. So that breath is like a point of consciousness. And so uh we know a lot of us were speaking like saying that it's something that comes right out of the air. So, but how do we do it? You know what I mean? How do we get air to come out of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So wanted to run track and get the information right. And get it right because the coach didn't know how to tell me about breathing. He'll say in through the nose and out through the mouth, but that breathing is some kind of fast breathing. You gotta like bring up some fire breathing in it. So that wasn't something that on the average, and of course it wasn't our brothers that speak. It was more like a freckle face. So I could see that he had some kind of connection, but he wasn't all the way there. But it was more or less I see he jumped around a lot of things, so where he was at because I could
Do you
see what
guys
he
hear him?
was
Because
doing.
he's
Like I
breaking up a little bit.
You're breaking up a
Yeah.
little bit.
uh, like you were saying, bro. He was throwing, you know, the truth, but then he threw what he wanted. So it
Mm-hmm.
sense to where he was going with it.
So
I
he's
do
playing
want
a
to see
mix.
the firmament, yeah, because I do want to see that the firmament was one way, but how would you be able to breathe there? You know what I mean? How would you be able to, just like if your body was here, because it's still going back to the black sun, still going back to the black hole. So how would you be able to breathe? How would you be able to channel? And
Mm.
just like that, you renew your chi, your prana. When I taught my son how to breathe, I was showing him how to use from his diaphragm. And the ironic
The
thing,
diaphragm. Mm-hmm.
this book I got in my hand is actually showing that same picture. And I was like, yo, this book got the same thing I was telling him. And then, it's just like you had the information, you passed on the information, and then you're going to end up seeing it happen again because it wasn't just for the information to be passed on to you. You know what I mean? It was for someone else, but yet at the same time, it was for you to see that it was from the Most High. You know what I mean? We get all the information from the Most High on a major scale that it's a part of you too at the same time. I'm saying it's just that
Mm-hmm.
you know how you're connected to it because it's just like an artist that painted something. Like if he painted a ankh, he's gonna always know what the ankh looked like every time he see the ankh, and it's like it's never gonna leave his brain because he drew this ankh or she drew this ankh. So the same way with breathing, it's an imprint, and we put it in our body. Right here, they show. Oh, let me get a little bit to the light. They
Yeah,
show a
bring
eight.
that into the light a little bit.
They show a eight proton, eight neutron, eight electron.
Mhm.
So if a person was in fresh air, let's say near the trees, like we would know, it will help us, just like the ocean, things like that. How that
Mm-hmm.
channel breathing will come out differently, and because we melanated, we on like a 7 scale skin versus a 3 scale. Like we say epidermis, dermis, and subdermis. We have like a four more layer, and that comes from our senses. But we also have, let's say, I can smell, taste, touch, hear, but we also have feeling, and that feeling is the empathy and sympathy. So that makes it 7 layers to the skin on how, like, let's say I burnt myself. If I burnt myself, it depends, right? Then
Hold on, he's breaking up.
oh shoot, okay, yeah. From the temperature of the uh thing that I touch is also hot, but also I have my temperature, so it depends on what temperature hit me the most. So effective, I have to figure out how to heal. So the body does this healing purpose that we really that yet like come through what we call neutrinos or telemetry, and
Breaking
try
up.
to explain that too because chronic particles is smaller than small, but you can see them all the time. When you spray water, you actually see rainbow. You ever spray the water on your plants while the sun is out? A certain
Mm.
diagram will show you the rainbow. You have on you, you can surround you. And that's what they call spectrum light.
You breaking up
Seven
bad.
layers of that. Oh man, can you hear me?
Can y'all hear him?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, right now I can. Yeah,
Yeah,
right now you
yeah.
clear.
Okay.
Okay, we got 7 layers of that light, just like we got 7 layers of the skin. So that's why it's a photon. And when we become like the eighth layer, it's like saying we actually tapped into a new tune, and this is how it kind of laps into itself. That's why the actual pyramid, if we look at it from a bird's eye view, it actually goes inward and then goes back to the point. So it's basically showing 3 points on one side, and they're doing that on each side. And I'm like, wow. So it's only if we were there could you see what the pyramid really shows you, that it looks like there's 8 sides, but its real still connection is it's 4 sides to the eight. And so that still represents 12. That still represents the clock. That still represents the square, the triangle, and the circle. That still represents how some of us think fixed, cardinal, and mutable. And so that's just like we think is from a planet, just like we think from a star, just like we think from the sun or the moon. So your body parts, when it's in that certain alignment in the sky as above, so below, we're
So
starting to
below.
feel, energetic, not so energetic, sad maybe. It's all these emotions that are based by sun and moon. So now
So
it's up to breathing. How we get to
so
these other points, astral travel.
do you think uh copper, can
Yes,
you give me a little insight on how copper would affect that?
that's why the copper's there to help ground that. It's a conduit. It's a conductor. So when we feel like we're going in turmoil and not going the right direction, they're the reminders to help. Just like let's say that residential, you got a residential house and you got an industrial house. The residential house would be a two prong, but the industrial house there'll be a three prong. The three prong they have a third one in the middle, but it'll be the longest piece. And once they go into the wall, it grounds it versus too much circuit and it short circuit. So it's better to ground
Yeah.
with. So he was on a point with that, but he just jumping all around. You can't just jump all around and everybody's gonna get it. That's too
No,
fast.
and
It's like,
that's the
and I know
thing.
it's a quick track, but it's not a track through our life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think
I
that's
mean, because
part
you
of
could
what
eat copper
what he
food.
was doing.
Yeah, I agree. When you
Yeah,
want to land
yeah,
a plane, you definitely gotta allow people to get an overstanding.
Yeah, you do. You do. You
Because it was like,
gotta really.
yeah.
By the
It's
way,
like we
if
got
you
to keep
do
up with
that, I got this right here for you. And yeah, I know.
Exactly.
right, right.
And
But then it's like you should have just told me about, like, I feel all right. So same to me. I feel like the high blood pressure came from because I'm the recoverer of a high blood pressure issue, but it was not knowing there was copper foods in the foods.
yeah,
So
Mm,
it's just basically looking up copper foods, high intake
hmm,
of copper foods. The society that we're living in don't tell us that.
nope.
nah,
So
very uneducated in that area.
yeah.
Very, very
So we just
uneducated.
go
It's
into
not
that. We'll see how to help our people.
right.
And then is you came into a certain point of the star constellation. So whatever that point was, that's the cellulose salt because you're based on salt. So whatever your
Yeah,
salt is, you have to eat that food. There's cellulose salt in each food. So it's depending on sodium and potassium, how to eat sodium and potassium in your foods. Once you start to know that, you can get out of more of the health issues that most of us have before we hit 40.
hmm,
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. It can affect you, especially if you're not paying attention to your diet. It
Yes.
can creep up on you. It can.
fast.
You know
Everything
what's sad?
is
You know
slow.
what just came to mind? It's sad.
What's that?
Society pushes more financial literacy than they do lifestyle. Dieting.
Yeah,
I don't like calling it dieting because it's a lifestyle, right?
Yep.
But society will tell you you need to go out here, 401k, savings plan, trust.
yeah,
What about, okay, I'm not going to live to see none of that,
Exactly.
yes.
I
right?
think I think
Exactly.
for the
And a plan.
financial for as far as financial literacy, I think that still should be implemented, but I think it should be implemented in our community at a very early age. A lot of us grew up not knowing how to manage our finances. You know, the financial literacy was there, but it wasn't available for us in that sense. You know what I mean? As far as our parents is giving us the schooling on how to manage our credit and make sure we are financially literate enough to be able to be sustainable without going to work for a corporation. I think the
That's
school prison pipeline definitely make you a worker bee in this society. It don't teach you to be an entrepreneur or to have some kind of independency from the bigger government that obviously rips you apart in taxes for everything. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Well, this is why we got to get the trust set up. We have to have a
Yeah.
trust set up, family trust. You know,
And that's another
and
thing.
even
That's what
for
I'm
myself,
saying.
I'm not there yet. But these are the things I know that stepped in front of me to know that's where I'm pushing forward to. I need to have that trust. Where's the revocable trust? Where's
Yep.
the religious trust? Because I
Hmm.
can create that. Where's the family trust? I want that
Right.
too. So they're all right. You know, because there's death certificates, there's birth certificates. Where do they? Where do you hold these at? These are in those
Mm-hmm.
things. Make the bank become your trust. Because we've been using the bank, but the bank, we had a bank at one particular time. Then at that particular time, other banks was created to take care of those banks. And then once those banks was taken from us, we thought we still had those banks. And then we realized somebody else got those banks. After what was done was what we call the Homestead Act or the Dawes Act. There's so many things that we will look at. Where's the indigenous side to it to see how we're not ahead? Because five times of what you thought you paid into, 10 times someone else is getting more out of you. And we
Well, what I
wouldn't know it.
what I think they're doing with the money is, as far as money go, I think they're taking our money that we pay into the system, and the politicians fuck it off. You know, like they take it and they blow that shit on miscellaneous BS wars and you know, migrants coming in, illegal migrants coming in. They blow money on whatever it takes, and then try to come back around by having you pay for whatever they blew their money on, as the system would present it. Because right
Bailout,
now we in the bailout. We in big deficit, as they will call it, right? And but yet we're
illusionary.
still, but still, exactly, because still they will consider us to be the richest country in the world, right?
Right. Because who's
I
the
mean, those
most
two things don't
economic
come
giving it
together.
out?
But we giving
Yeah,
money here and there, like we
that's
got
it.
money to blow.
And what we talking about the other day, giving all this money to all these people when you already trillions in debt. Not only are you trillions in debt, but you got people on your own soil suffering. Ain't
Yep.
had clean water since the early 2000s in Flint
Yep.
consistently.
Not even giving a damn.
But here's the thing, though. This is the thing that people they don't even think about. They will have on every network bragging that they gave all this money to these people they ain't
Mm-hmm.
never seen. And people will post it and cheer and brag. They ain't got shit
Yeah,
to
I
do
think they
with
be
you.
pocketing that.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you like, bro, it's just be mind boggling.
I
It's
think they
mind
be
boggling.
pocketing that. They be pocketing that money
What you
because
say, Leo?
some of those politicians go from maybe 200,000 they make a year to like 400,000 they make a year. All of a sudden,
One. Some of them is millions.
some of them
You know what I
even
mean?
you even had right. You didn't have old boy
What?
come
Even
back and
when
say he didn't get half of the money that they sent him. So where did it go?
Yeah.
You
man,
know what I'm
listen.
saying?
I think there was a scheme the whole time, man. I think that whole
It
thing was a
was.
scheme, and it's just like,
It was.
people don't pay attention. People just because in the midst of when it was happening, all the migrant stuff. I remember telling people
Well,
like, bro, into look into the Roosevelt Hotel. You know what I mean? Go see
mm,
who owns that joint. And
Mm-hmm.
they
mm,
people telling you on, nah, it's
mm,
the government or whoever. I think the government took it on. It's like, no, 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 no. The Pakistani government owned that. You know what I mean? The government of Pakistan owned that, and they got that shit as a migrant hotel. So what's going on here?
Wow.
You
mm,
know what I mean? How the hell the government of Pakistan got a migrant hotel in New York?
mm,
Yeah.
And then when you look into it, you had Eric Adams supposedly, well, he's the mayor at the time. You know what I mean? He gives them 220 some shit $1 million to lease it for 3 years.
Yeah. Remember that.
So it's like
Remember, I
now
think
they
we did
giving
something on that.
money to the government. They, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just like
mm,
when you look into all of that, it's like, bro, this is some big money laundering scheme going on here. What's going on here? People not paying attention to what's happening. Like these people just
Right.
moving millions of dollars around. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you seen that some shit happened because then they started going after Eric Adams down because then they're like, yeah, he didn't play ball or something. He probably was like, yo, I don't got time for this no more, and tried to back out
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
tried
There's
to
like,
get him.
that was a blood in, blood out with the politicians. They don't
Yeah.
play that shit. They'll destroy your life if you try to come out of that.
hmm
yeah,
So it's like
But
all of a
yeah.
sudden he was
This,
some criminal and he was this and all this shit. So it's like, yeah, y'all, there's something going on here.
you guys, there's a video that
mm,
I have here. We was talking about the firmament. I wanted to get back to that firmament and the question
yeah,
that I asked earlier about consciousness. First things first, good over Eva. I know you were talking about how when you go up, nobody's never left yet. I got a video here that I want to show. And this is for promotional, not promotional purposes. What'd you say again? This is for commercial, promotional purposes. This is not, for no fabrication or anything like that. This is literally a video for promotional purposes. All right, check this joint out. Tell me what y'all think about this.
there's the turn.
Boomerang.
All right.
It's still smiling and laughing.
It's like all the clowns clapping. It's like, what are you clapping for?
Yeah, look, why?
But they feel like it's still going somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what are we clapping for? We could still see it. You could see a plane that small. So
What you say?
He said you could still see it. What they clapping
I
for?
know. I heard him.
it's like, come on, that could like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's telling
That
us.
joint is literally going like this, though. It's literally going.
Watch this. Watch this.
Mm-hmm. That was so cool.
And see how fast it goes? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
in that dimension.
Yeah, where you going? Where you going? Ain't done. Ain't done.
Amazing,
Amazing,
amazing.
amazing. Oh my goodness.
That's way. That's the most I say. Mind your damn business and stop playing with
Get
me.
the
No
fuck
way.
out of here.
Like,
No
bro,
way.
They ain't going nowhere, man.
They're
it
not.
literally
It's
went
like,
just like that and
Integrated.
exploded.
They ain't going nowhere. They're not going nowhere.
and it's just crazy.
I
Like,
want to hear
the
people's. I want to see someone defend that. Has there been
well,
anyone that defended that?
they
Not to my
bro, it
knowledge.
blew up, and it blew up. Like, the gas blew up, and this, and like, just another
Yeah, that was.
excuse. It's like, yeah, this
They try to
guys,
give
it's
a
not
super
happening, bro.
extravagant answer that you got to go look up
Yeah,
words.
exactly. This is not happening. You know what I mean? It's like it got to be some shit with some millions and millions of miles away, and it's like just stuff that you cannot even fathom. Like you cannot sit down and calculate it. Like try to calculate any of these distances of anything they give you, and it's like, how the hell did y'all calculate that? How'd you come up with
Yeah, the
that? What
Van Halen
machine did
belt.
you use?
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like what satellite you got that could zoom whatever trillions of light years you telling me that this star is? Like, bro, come on. Come on. And then y'all can't never ever just turn it around. Just turn it around and just show me a storm happening on the earth. Like, you know what I mean? From space. Show
Exactly.
show me a hurricane and like show me that from space. Don't show me a little computer graphic where it's just like no. Show me a live stream where you literally like, yo, we up on the space station. Look at this shit right now. Look at this storm going across from Africa. We don't see none
They
of that.
they try to do that with them girls when they went up to the moon for a half. When they went up to
Exactly,
the moon, when they went up
and
to
even
space
that,
for half a second, they tried that and
and
it didn't even
even
work.
even that was stupid because it's like, bro,
Mm-mm.
if you watch the video with them, you telling me, all right, the four of us, they put us in a capsule and launch us up to space. Bro, we're gonna be in the video just in there on YouTube, like, yo, so we going up to space and yo,
You know how we
we
is.
we
Yo, look, yo, you can see the yo.
right? This is what I'm saying. I'm like, none of these women in there went, oh shit, yo, look, yo, you see, is that Russia over there? Is that China,
Mm.
South Africa? Oh my God, look. None of that. None of that. But y'all in, and then you in something, remember, you've never been before. This is you don't even want to expect the whole time they on their phone. They want to, it's like, bro, people couldn't be talking to me. It's like, yo, nah, bro, I'm just focused on what's going on out there. I want to see. When am I gonna be up here again? I don't want to be on my phone right now. Like, come on, I want to be on no Facebook Live. Like, no. Let just leave the Facebook thing right there. Let me just pay attention to them. Let me try and see how far the moon is. This, that. Like, come on, I've never seen it from this angle. But
Yo,
these
listen.
women, they're in a live stream and they want to be, Katy Perry got a flower in front of the camera. Like, look at this flower, this butterfly, guys.
Did you see
Hey,
the
what
part
was
when
up
they
with the
came back?
door? What was up with the door?
Yeah, I'm
Something
about to
went
say
wrong with the
that.
door.
like,
They had to
all of
They
that.
had to redo
She
the whole
come
door
back,
opening scene.
close the door. It's like, oh, she didn't really close it. Like, what is going on here, bro? Like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? It's like this whole shit just looks stupid. This whole thing.
Staged.
Then you
Staged.
got what's the name coming out? What's his name? Gail King coming out.
Gail
She
King.
kissing the ground and shit. It's like,
Oh,
this
you
is
talking about Katy
stupid.
Perry? She
Like,
did that. She did
yeah,
that.
it's like yo, y'all just
Gail
look
King said she a
crazy.
real
Like,
astronaut. That's what she said she was.
yeah, it's like y'all look
That's crazy
crazy,
work.
man.
There's no way you a
Like
real
you
astronaut.
look crazy.
Is that
Like you look
Oprah?
like
Is that Oprah
Oh,
homegirl?
that's Oprah. Yeah, that's Oprah home
yeah.
girl. You
Then the thing
know.
is, bro, they had no kind of like helmets. no kind of nothing. They just,
Nothing. It just went
keep going
freely
to
up
this
there.
capsule and just got launched up into space. It's like, bro, you go on a fucking roller coaster and you like losing your shit. So imagine these people launching you on just launching you into space. How are these women allowed to? How you just sit there and then come back down like nothing happened? You will be sitting there, you fucking can't hold on because you like, yo, this shit was just so crazy. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, you just got launched up, just at. Then they said it was like what 1,100 miles, some crazy speed per hour that they went up. So that had
Man,
no
you wouldn't have been
effect
able
on
to
them.
hold the phone.
No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to do
no
anything. I don't
effect
think.
on
Just
them.
gotta
Like,
sit
come
tight.
on, man, this
But
is
What they
look,
call
crazy.
when the airplane go real fast? Like the measure of speed, the measure that they use for your brain. What they call it? Y'all seen the Mission Impossible movie
yeah,
when they were talking about it? Like they went into the science behind it. I forgot what it was called. Them ladies would have passed out.
yeah.
Exactly.
Depending on
And
it,
that's the
yeah.
thing. Everybody did studies on it and they showed like, no, this especially like Gail King, old ass, like she would have definitely like, bro, she was not gonna make it there. Like, what, are you crazy? Like, you go launch your grandmother and just take her and just put her
I
in a
think they
roller
were in
coaster and
water.
see what happens.
I think they shot that in water, personally.
I
But
Mm.
don't. I think it was just in a studio. I think it was just in a studio, and they did all of this news camera stuff. Like they're all in on it. So it's like to even feel like, yeah, but then the news was there. They're all in on it. All these people is in on the
so
shit.
look, so look. I'm gonna play another video right here. Right. This is comedy right here, but this is good. But he was saying some real stuff. So check it out. Check it out.
The moon landing was bullshit because everyone's
already
telling you that was
already
wrong.
showed me.
Yeah, so explain to me. Here you go. The guy's getting off the rocket ship. Who the is filming him? Who's filming him?
A guy?
How'd the guy get up there if this is the first guy supposed to be on the moon? A different rocket ship? He's supposed to be the first guy on the moon.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. The car. How the did the car fit in that rocket ship? Look, how
Exactly.
did that car fit in the rocket ship? Okay, right.
Like
More
Michael
bullshit.
Rappaport.
They're bouncing around like a jerk off. Yeah, watch. Let me show you. There it goes. Bye bye. You know what? I'm gonna stay behind. You guys go back to Earth. I'll die up here. And how did he get the film back to Earth? Yeah, look, the fake parachute. Hey, we're home now. What happened to the guy back on the moon? They just left him.
Who's a jerk off?
Yo, the way
Right.
he said that
Who's
shit
the
had
jerk
me
off that
dying.
stayed on the moon?
Exactly.
Oh man, that's funny.
Bro,
That's
that's the thing.
hilarious.
Those are the things people don't think about, man. It's just like, so you didn't think of that? You see all that equipment they had? Where'd they put it? How'd they bring it there?
Yo, especially the car. How did he even get that
How you
rotor
bring
out there?
that shit there? Like, come on, man.
And
Put
look,
that up.
y'all know, it was a bunch of people called. Girl, y'all seen Katy Perry and them? They done went to the moon, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got him
Gail
gassed.
King was there too.
Gassed
Hey,
up.
Buddha! Hey, Buddha! When you say good over you, girl, Gail King was there too.
Yeah,
You talking
she
about
was
Oprah
there
home
too.
girl? Yeah, she was there too, girl. She was there too.
Gassed up.
They say they astronauts now.
Oh
Yeah, such
man, bro.
disrespect.
Babylon.
But it's what
Yeah,
I
that's
find is
different.
crazy too is, how many astronauts you guys think there's been over time?
I don't
Mm.
think there was I think maybe less than 100.
It's been 48, bro.
Yeah, I know it. I know it
Wow.
wasn't
Right?
over 100.
48. So just think of all of us going through childhood, going through as a child, and every child want to be an astronaut growing up. Only
Mm-hmm.
48 out of everybody. Nobody wants to be an astronaut, or is it that we just can't be an astronaut?
Yeah, it's like impossible to
You know what I
become an
mean?
astronaut.
Then go look up who are actually astronauts, and you would be like, "What the fuck? How is he an astronaut?" Go look
Man,
up Don Pettit. Go look up Don Pettit and see what this
man.
guy looks like. See how he talks, and it's like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
this dude sounds like he's retarded. So how is he an astronaut? Like, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, bro, there's an interview where they asked him, yo, so what would happen if you guys have like a, a seal break or something, and like, in the middle of space? Like, what would happen? He was like, that wouldn't happen because we have really good seals. And they're like, yeah, but what if it happens? Like, like, well, then we have a seal break. We have stuff has been tested for that stuff, and it shouldn't happen. And I'm like, bro, this guy sounds stupid. You know what I mean? Ask, why you guys haven't been back to the moon? He's like, well, because it's we lost the technology to get that to do that, and it's a painful process to get it back. And it's like, yeah,
But
this guy's
think about the time we are in, y'all.
yeah,
Technology, they on the brink of having cars flying and
right,
having highways in the sky.
Mm.
As
Yeah.
cocky and arrogant as this country is and has been since the beginning of time,
right.
bro, they would be trying to send people up there.
We would have had
You
hotels
give
on the
us
moon.
There are
500
hotels
grand,
on
we
the
can
moon
send
already.
you, bro. Like,
It would have
come
been
on, bro.
hotels. You would have had
Come on, bro.
Cause
resorts
look,
on the moon.
cause check
You
it
would
out.
have had
Look,
all kind of things.
but back in the 19, I would say like in the like 19
Up
early
there.
90s, early 90s, 80s, when they show movies about the future, it was 2025.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Like they showed us in space, stopping at different galactical areas like Star Trek
Mm-hmm.
and Star Wars, and we're not there right now. So something is wrong. Something's
That's what I'm saying.
completely
And
wrong.
and, and the thing is, we're not there, and they
Ah,
constantly keep giving us stuff to look forward to. Right? It's
Yeah,
like, just pay attention.
yeah.
It's always don't worry, guys. This is coming. This is coming. Like, there's
hey, good
something
over
coming.
evil, bro.
This,
Every time you narrate, man, I laugh. You sound just like him, man.
people always tell me I need to do like voiceovers. I'm gonna
Real
try
talk. You
that.
talented, man. I'm serious.
Nah, cause
Oh
it's so
man.
true, and it's like, because like, you guys, this is crazy.
Oh
This is
yeah, here
crazy.
we
Like,
go.
they
I
keep,
forgot all about it. Oh, I'm hyped. Good over evil. You
so,
ready? Buddha, you ready?
yeah, hell yeah, let's
Woo!
go.
Put my ears on.
This is a short video where it's informative. We got longer versions, but I'm gonna save that for another show. All right, let's get into this one.
Listen, don't take my word for it. Take Jonathan Hemington's. I mean, hell, he's the one who streamed it live on the dark web in 2020. Guy worked for a private research institute for aerial engineering. Developed these just incredible aircrafts, undetectable from radars, incredible fuel efficiency, allowing for flight durations that could last weeks. Little did anybody know the guy was just obsessed with the idea of these outer lands, the ice wall, and one night he boarded a jet with a Starlink and his streaming equipment and headed directly down to Antarctica. He figured if he streamed right away, he'd be intercepted, so he waited until he was about midway through the continent. And as he started the stream, hundreds of people watched as he literally flew straight over what appeared as an enormous ice barrier. After hours and hours of continuation, passing over several different unidentified landmasses, he stopped on one of them to get a night's rest and continue on the next morning. But during that next day of flight, this was where things had taken a peculiar turn. As the sun eventually went down during flight, he wanted to wait until it came back up to get a safe landing, but as the hours went by, it never did. Eventually, due to fatigue, he was forced to land onto this dark continent, and little did he know this would be his last stop. Listen, this place he was in was nothing like we'd ever seen, okay? The environmental factors clearly showed this land had never been exposed to sunlight, pure darkness, and instead of trees, there were just these rock-textured spires that shot up into the sky.
Dark continent? You're telling me there are lands beyond the ice wall with no sunlight?
Listen, don't take my word for it. Take Jonathan Hemington's.
So what you guys think about that?
Well, that that seals it. You see, they got King Kong out there, right? King
Oh
Kong
yeah,
was
yeah.
showing,
I saw that in the movie.
yeah, they were showing you uh the idea of, let's say, Tartarian era
Hmm.
before mudslides. You can go into a lot of the areas now, see how the date that they changed in 1800 switched
Hmm.
up from the
Yep.
1900s. So when we see 1800s, we're actually seeing 800.
Eight.
And I give
Mm-hmm.
thanks to Seer Duke of Tears breaking that knowledge up. But he was showing that, and then you got Extreme Damien, I think he called himself, but or Michael.
Yep. Yeah,
He
Mm-hmm.
Damien.
breaks it down as well, showing
Mm-hmm.
how the street cars and how they all basically had an older level to it, to where it was bigger, and so even with the technology, reverse engineering,
Mm-hmm.
you could
Mm-hmm.
see it just like how they were showing that in King Kong, because upside down was what they were trying to show us in that movie, and it was also showing the ice, and it was showing it big animals and things of that nature as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really like wanted to tap into stuff, you still see that the ancestors are talking through all the movies. It don't matter what they feel like they want to make money off of. The narrative is still there. They're still telling us, just like what's that last channel? Jurassic.
Jurassic
Uh,
World.
The newest one,
yeah,
ain't seen it yet.
showing it in that one. They're showing it
Yeah.
in that one like another big size, enormous energy of animals or people not shown though. They're still not showing that. So that's the other part that's still missing to this whole conversation. Not only the big people, they're missing the twab. So we still like we're hearing conversations of parts. That's what I can say.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's there. And it just like it explains, like, you ever look at the sky and the sky look like it's an eye looking at you,
Mm-hmm.
and it'd be like
Mm-hmm.
that whole little uh ray of color iridescent around it. You'd be
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
dang, it do look like an eye. Like, God
Mm-hmm.
dang, that was that creepy. Let me get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But it's that knowing that, like, the tree itself be bigger than we think. And because of the redwoods that was cut and a lot of the
Mm,
other bigger trees, we don't really feel it, but we do, because they became houses and things we're living in now. And we just not going that deep in our mind to say it's
Hmm.
like over 100,000 years of this stuff is still on here on the earth, and we're
Mm-hmm.
still connected to it, and we don't know how we can connect to it. That's what I was saying about that breathing thing, because you feel like you did when you're breathing stronger or longer versus having a
man,
short
I'm
breath.
just breathing. Oh
And
my
you breathe
god.
like a long breath and hold that joint, and you be
Hmm.
like, I'm like,
You get
let's say like you were
lightheaded.
smoking. Yeah, you'd be like, dang, I could die. But then you'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute, hold on, let me just a little longer. Then you'd be like, all right, now let me breathe. And then when you do that,
Mm-hmm.
you're bringing in your childlike ability
Bro.
versus the
Mm,
childish ability.
mm,
And so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
uh, it's like you get more patience out of the breath.
mm.
And it also show you how we basically astral travel when we laying down, from having the nasal being messed up. That's why the copper will be important. So you can open these passages so you can astral travel. That's what that body was about. Like, because we so melanated, we can astral travel. We don't have to we don't have to leave here to go somewhere else. But if we
Mm-hmm.
want to go there, we can too. We're gonna
We
still feel
can.
the energy, because it's just like the body. We're a body in the body having a connection to the body. So it's
Mm.
definitely helpful to like go to certain places. Like you say, you want to relax, you want to, calm down, or go somewhere to just see something different. And that's what it end up being. You end up traveling to your other body parts that's within you, and you just happen
Mm-hmm.
to be the big body connecting to the little body. So let me get
Mm-hmm.
back into like.
God.
So when you astral travel, on the, can you see that?
Yes, I
Yep,
can.
we can see it.
Mm-hmm.
That getting into the green light is like basically like saying getting into your black light. Like my brethren got the lights behind him. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be like getting the spectrum lights to interact our core. So that way, whenever we want to do those things like travel over there, we still gonna be all right. Versus, man, I feel this thing I can't get a connection to because I'm disconnected. Versus, I'm connected now. I know where I can connect to that. You know what I mean? Like if you ever go somewhere and you be like, dang, I like these trees over here, and you're like, dang, why does man like these trees? But it's like the ancient trees versus the non-ancient trees after a while. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see some trees got fruit on it, some trees don't. You know, you be like,
Mm-hmm.
dang, this tree got fruit. Oh man, and you're gonna know it everywhere you go now. So it's like you get trademarks to that, and that's just like your shield. Everybody got a shield to themselves. So just like the invisible shield, this is what we created on ourselves. So like my brother said, if he go over there to the spot he need to go to, man, he gonna have an energy. I had a brother said that to me before he passed away, before the 9/11 uh COVID whatever situation happened. He I know he went. I know he went, even though he didn't go before he, physically went. I know he went because that's what he wanted to do. And it was like, dang, that brother was strong with it. The last time I saw him before he went though, there was a eagle, a eagle in the no, it's not an eagle, falcon. Falcon was in the fence, and you can hear the falcon screeching or whatever. You know what I mean? So he was like, "Yo, I hear that." So we went over there and we opened the fence up, and he put his hand in, and the eagle got on his hand. I mean, the falcon got on his hand, and the falcon was like, trying to make him his slave. But then he was like, and he was like, nah. And he was like, I'm your master type level. And I was like, oh, so it was a connection there. Then next thing you know, the bird just flew around us and then flew off. And we were like, yo, what happens when you connect to them? And they be saying basically when you run into them, it's like you reached your highest level and you're about to go to the essence. And
You're
he was
about to
already feeling
transition.
that way already.
Yeah,
So that
you're
thing on his purpose.
So
in
the
that.
go ahead, Lee.
No, I said in that case you are connecting with the you're in total connection with the planet. Honestly, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, you're on a different playing field because you're able to uh, will your way with animals. I mean, they're here sharing this with us, right? So
Yeah.
if they could communicate, surely we should be able to communicate with them on another level. And it's not only with dolphins and some of those
Penguins.
other aquatic beings. And right,
Yeah.
we should
Hey,
be
get
able
over
to
here when
communicate
you
with
hear him.
all.
Get over
I
here when
hear it.
you
I
hear
gotta go with
boys
it.
and penguins.
Yep.
Yeah. Cause
Ain't got
look,
them in the
some of us
zoos.
start doing penguin mating right now. Like we with a woman and we penguin mate them. But that's not how we were living, but that's how some penguins were living. So we took on the characteristics of animals and we have to figure out how not to go so hard as an animal, but become the more man and woman connection of mannerism towards each other because it's been separated through the system. The system created a way to break that away from each other. So now we see
Uh-huh.
the backbone breaking up, breaking the back. So that's where the whipping come from. The whip with a cracker, cracking with a
Mm,
whip. You know what I mean? So cracker barrel. That all plays a point of
mm,
cracking the L. It's just like saying how you see the crack. Crack is in the middle, but the middle couldn't tell there was a heaven in heaven or a heaven in hell. So what hell was is Helen, Hellenistic. So we Helen thoughts out. So now it's whether. How do we get it to a whether or not? We know ourselves again. We are the other, whether we know it or not. So the not is like an emperor or empress. We connect ourselves to the finesse of self, the divine self, the masculine, feminine, the trine self, not just the I trine self, like TRY self. Y has to know the X, where we at. X marks the spot. So we here in self. Now we just showing self relief. You know what I'm saying? You
deep.
got breath.
Wow.
So all y'all being able to
Subatomic.
be an emperor, empire yourself, emperor, empire yourself. You know
Side.
what I'm saying?
Right,
Yes,
right, right,
Mm.
right. Hey, I got one more video to show. I keep saying one more video, but these are interesting subjects, and then we can cut it loose after that and give our final thoughts. But here's this video. Just tell me what you think about this video. This is this. I want to say his name is Inconspirant. So let's check it out real quick.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way from blood. Evolution, you obey. I'm gold. I've been
That's a
far
perfect
away.
film.
I'm illuminated. Now I'll make them go solar waves. I've been breathing on a high for a long time. I had a vision from the birth they won't coincide.
And isn't that crazy when they talk about this map, right? How you
Yeah.
can actually see the different
Layers,
worlds that
right?
people talk about, like in
Yeah.
like some religions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In some of the religions, you can
Yeah.
see some of these
Yeah.
places that they talk about. I'm gonna pull up the map so y'all can actually
Yeah.
see it. See
Yeah.
exactly what I'm talking about. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy because these people in their stories, like for instance, the Vikings with I
Come on,
saw one of
bro.
their lands. I forgot the name of their lands.
You say
Shit, what is
Buddha?
it called?
No, I was saying, come on, because he's breaking it down on that part with the Vikings.
Yeah, they have a known land. Here you go. Let me pull that up for y'all. Y'all can see that?
The
Yep.
Kizzy
Yeah. Can
car.
you zoom in a little bit, Bridget?
Is that good?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Just can't make out.
You can't see the words too much.
Okay, lands of Vega, lands of Saturn.
Yeah, like I forgot their
Um,
land. It was called what was it in
Asgard. Asgard.
You got
Asgard.
Asgard.
oh
Asgard.
yeah,
Asgard.
Asgard,
Yeah.
Asgard.
They got
Wow.
Asgard there. And you know what's
Yeah.
crazy? Like they always point towards the north.
You
They
tell
were
it to
called
you.
Northmen.
Yes. Yes.
And anytime people think about the north, they think about ice. You know
Ice.
what I
Right.
mean? And when
That's
you
the
think about
Canaan.
that, right, that opens a whole nother world to that ice wall.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
That's where
anybody
you
ever
get.
seen Game of Thrones?
I
No,
seen
Um,
it.
I ain't
no,
watched.
I
My
haven't seen
wife
the
I
watched.
newest
didn't
one.
watch it.
Yo, Game of Thrones is
I
serious,
ain't
bro.
seen
It
the
talks
newest
about
one,
the
but yeah.
ice wall, bro. Like for real,
Everybody,
for real.
everybody
Mhm.
tells me. Everybody's like, "Yo, you gotta watch it, bro. If you into this, like the ice wall shit, bro, it's they talking about it." I was like,
Yeah,
"All right, I'm gonna
He's
see."
like, let's go over it.
Oh yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
yeah. These are all these different areas. As soon as you leave where we at, we are.
And
Let
this is
me
what I'm
see.
saying. We look,
Yeah, where's
it's so
us
thing.
on the map?
Right.
We in there
Right.
somewhere, right?
I think we
And
dead
it's
smack
like,
in the middle.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right
right.
there.
So
Yep.
just
That's right. You're saying it. And that's the layers. You're looking like a meat slice that's been cut.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I didn't even think about it that way, but you're
These are
right.
the pores that's
They
in
go
it. These are
Nibiru,
the pores that's
Murdoch,
in it.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and Dr. York, and then talk about they from
And
over
this
here.
is your out.
Mm-hmm.
This is the outer space they speak of, man.
Yeah, it
Right.
Yeah.
is.
Like
It
this
is.
is the
Yeah.
outer space.
That's,
Atlantis, the
yep.
Yeah.
Anunnaki
Yeah.
lands.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like this is the outer space. So it's like when these things are coming from outer space, they're not coming from like up outer space. No, they're coming from the
Nah,
outer
Outer,
worlds.
the outer
outer. Right.
limits. The outer limits.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes, I.
That's
Exactly.
what
Yeah.
they call it. The outer limits.
And it's like where would the extraterrestrials come from? The extra territory,
Mm.
Right.
Extraterrestrials.
from
They
the
say from the
extra terra.
astrals, right? They say the extra to this terrenium from the astrals. But really and truly, the astrals is this.
Yeah,
This is what you're
it's
looking
the
at right
extra
here.
territory,
These are the
man.
Yeah.
many
It's just
kingdoms that they talk about in the heavens.
yep.
Right
It's
here.
Yeah.
just
All
all,
this.
and the thing is, we are in heaven, right? This
Yes,
is
Yeah.
I.
heaven,
Yes,
right?
I.
But they tell you this is many kingdoms in heaven, and this
Yes,
is
I.
literally what's
That's
happening here. We just
it.
in
Fact.
one of them, and these people now have us on the lockdown, but we starting to wake up because the frequency is rising. So we starting to figure
Yeah,
out
yeah,
what
yeah.
we really in, and starting to realize like, yo, wait, they poisoning us, and they doing this. All right, stop eating this, people. Stop doing this. Don't take this. Let's get back on. Let's get back to it right now. Once we get back to it, we can figure this out. Maybe we can get the fuck out of here. And this is kind of what's happening right now.
Second Earth, land of clones.
Land of clones. That's like you having a clone, like they always say. Yeah,
Doppelganger.
man.
Right.
Yeah,
Doppelgangers.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think
Andromeda.
these people. So just think,
Yeah.
all of the like, you could go to so many different movies and all kind of thing and find all these different lands and all of this stuff.
Land of
So
Mars.
they know all of this, and they just let's entertain them with this shit. They don't know it,
And
so let's just entertain
you
them.
see it based on
Let's
this.
soon as we're
Yeah,
Yeah.
born, they start feeding us with all
yeah,
kinds of
brother.
stuff about exploring the stars and
Go
exploring
closer.
different
Buddha.
galaxies. But
What? Hold on. Say it again.
No, I was saying you can see it based on this with the 24,000 years switch up.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you got 24,000 years to play with, you can put it in a box versus have all
Yep.
those worlds showing.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
And
so
facts.
they took out the very important part where we see our melanated skin change in format.
mm-hmm.
Uh, but they was always talking about this, like this right here, this like a comet, the way we look at the light years changing. Uh, it's our breath again. It goes back to the breath. The breath looks like the SWAT sticker. So where we breathe like polar air. You know what I mean? If we're in New York, you feel that polar air. So it's like a bipolar energy, if not known. So now it's really how deep in meditation will we be able to, you know what I mean? Learn how to channel that.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a minute. Just like let's say in the grass we're gonna be able to, connect to it a little bit easier or faster. I was showing this at first. There's a 24 switch up. And because that was like a major point to the brain,
Mm-hmm.
we have four sections of the brain that really do explain like the reptilian side to what we might, you know, still do to this day. How do our changes of energy change? How do we think of things that's beyond the fact? And so that's what we would call solar and sonar energy. Because like your family was based on whatever religion it was, but going through this is like the same thing as above, so below. So they were showing your
Mm-hmm.
hair was spiral, and
Nine ether form.
the six ether hair that's basically hollow, and
Yep.
so it couldn't connect back to the earth like such. That's why you can see the tree has like the ending as this is the root versus it's the beginning, seeing it as the trunk. Usually we look
Mm.
at the trunk saying,
Mhm.
might not be thinking that's
Yeah.
another section inside the ground. We
Right.
actually formulate, as I was saying earlier. Doctor Strange. Doctor
Mhm.
Strange
Yeah.
was an example of the firmament. So he was showing how his body is based like this. The way he had that cape on him. It's a we call it a torus field. And the torus
Mm-hmm.
field, basically the energy shoots out of the body and it connects back to that, like we are saying in the firmament. Yeah, go right, right.
Spiral.
And so once you like connect to your double, just like we would think, like certain movies are now showing, you have like a bipolar moment, and now you can connect to your higher self, your other self. Here it is, this example of the SWAT sticker,
Mm. And
but
Egyptians used to
it's
have that
basically
too.
like the breathing.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the breathing.
What
Your
what
breathing
book?
is
What book is that?
always in movement. This is the solar seat of Re.
Is that in the store, brother?
Yeah.
If it's
Where
not, I'll
can we
get
get
more
that?
in.
Yeah,
Right.
you
Check
gotta
that out.
definitely put promote.
Yeah, I need that.
Tell us where you can find that, where we can go to if somebody want to go online and order your stuff or whatever the case may be.
No, I
You
definitely I
know.
need that.
Yeah,
That's
I
your own
love the fact.
personal book.
Yeah, I had to grab it because you know what I'm saying. Uh, that nine ether, something about that purple, something about learning that
Yeah.
black light
Hmm.
and what's green light, how is it hitting the heart. It
Mm-hmm.
had me wanting to, like I said about copper. Green is that connection to the copper. So, uh, Virginia, you know what I mean? Like copper's here in Virginia. So it's a lot about like, dang, I need to study this, and then come around with the cat. The cat represented, just like the ray, uh, Sekhmet Ra, Sekhmet Ray.
Uh-huh.
You can
Uh-huh.
see the eye here, and we call
Gotcha.
it Shechem. So to
Hmm.
seek him or to seek him, to seek her, we seek
Uh,
the light. So we are the light bearer. And so now how we say keeper of the light, you feel fire within yourself. And it comes from, how you use your breath. Sometimes we need the breath to push stuff or to pick up stuff, you know what I mean, or handle a situation. So the barriers of seeing ice also is that like sooner or later we might have to deal with being in the cold. So you can see how they shift the air back and forth every other week to 3 days. Like I see what he's saying. The brother was saying as far as the screen being over us. See, I play the drum, so I end up like what we call it cloud busting.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes those clouds that's above our heads.
Yep.
So you have to have heart instruments. So it could be anything that's connected to the heart, like a didgeridoo or a flute. You know what I mean? And if the sun don't even come out, you can at least bring the animals out. They are part of the sun too. So they get that mammal energy and show you how we on a collective. They'll start harmonizing the earth like you would. You ever notice
Yeah,
that
they're more in tune actually.
the grasshoppers get near you or
Mm-hmm.
dragonflies or something like that? It's basically
Yep.
saying your frequency is matching up. So we're on a higher level versus get that dragonfly away from me. And
Praying
sometimes it hit it.
mantis.
I get I
Yes.
get I get cats running to me all the time. Like it's so like before I used to like find it like strange. Like what the hell? You know, it's like a random cat would come, you know, and just
Yes.
come let me pet him and just go about his business. And it's like,
Yes.
huh. But now I know
Now
what it
that
is. Now it's like, bro, like you have a good energy. This is why this cat would
Yeah,
just
cats
feel the
cats
need like
really
to
know
That's
just
about
not.
that.
come
Yeah.
to you and just
yeah,
let you pet him
Super
and just keep
spirit.
it moving.
That's it.
Like, you know.
they actually give grace to you because they're the feminine. You know, the
Mm,
highest in the dog would be a canine. So the dog is being
mm,
like at its lowest to be a mutt to being a canine at its highest. So then when we see a cat is more sleek and more slender, that they'll go through cracks and go through certain type of walls where their
mm-hmm.
whiskers, because they have whiskers, they're able to touch the sides to know if they can fit their head and their body, and they'll know how to move quicker than a dog would because he don't use his whiskers for that. And then it's
Yeah.
the body
More
of how
stealth.
that cat is. Yeah, it's more in stealth that it can agile itself to land on the ground before it just hit the ground. So there's levels to what this cat was before we knew this cat already is. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So they
It,
call it
it's true
Shiva
potential.
or the lynx. Yeah, they called it the lynx because the lynx is in Virginia, but the lynx also end up being the Black Panther. That's why we took on the same logo.
Wow.
So it's a lot about how the lineage is here and it's on these other spots that we were saying as far as in this firmament. So you see a saber tooth and all of these other connections, and that's what they got. Just like how we hear the
Yeah.
word ice age. Ice age came from Canada, Canada, Canaan land. So it's it's
Yeah,
all
Canaan.
right there. It ain't that far. It's just that we seeing there's the switch game because of the basically the ice layer that froze time. That's why we're seeing that as frozen time, froze, freeze, freeze ray, uh, Jack Frost. They're showing all of the movies how the snow became itself.
Yep.
They got a movie called Elemental. You can see that it's precipitation. They bringing it
Hmm?
from that ice wall and
The
shooting it
kid
back over
movie.
us.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Elemental.
It's crazy because
Yep.
when you look, remember I was telling you earlier about Asgard, going up towards the northern area, and believe you know that's where the Vikings swore their allegiance to, which is over here. You know, it's really
Yeah.
they were
And
you know,
Loki.
but Loki, yeah, right. Go ahead, you. I mean, you can go ahead and incide on that, but Asgard is right here. Right, I know it sounds crazy, but if you really paying close attention, this is the ice wall right here. All this, and
Right.
there's a few
And you
entrances.
know, this still represent the center of the brain because just like in the eye cap or um, the capstone would be the center. So the center would be where everything basically supposed to be dead, but really is still alive. That's why even our languages seem to be dead, but we're using it to be alive from it. So words like emit and time is a reversal word. Like diet
Bloody
is tied, TIED is diet. We don't see it, but it's
evil.
because it's a reversal in the word. So now,
Well,
seeing in this same firmament, Asgard, you're in your highest point, where Midgard, they say that that's part of Earth. So that's how they would get here through the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
You ever seen a
Indeed.
rainbow move?
Man,
I seen a rainbow move, bro.
I seen a rainbow
That
look
joint
like
was
a whole
crazy.
dimension. I took a picture of it.
I saw it move like a slinky, bro. It did a slinky move. I said, dang, I ain't never think of that one.
Yeah.
That
mm,
took me for a loop. I said, what? That's
Yeah.
different, man. It Jane did a slinky
mm.
move on me.
Shit, that's
But I
crazy.
seen it in Mario World before I didn't knew it. I said, dang, that's what it looked like. It looked like it did one of those moves on me.
That's deep.
It
Yeah,
just stepped
man.
right on into the energy, did whatever it had to do, and stepped right on out of there. But I seen two rainbows, so it's still like to say two parts of the firmament. It's like we're in a record and it's being recorded over again. Like you
Right,
said, the
right,
simulation,
right. That's
dropping
what it
off
feels
and
like.
bringing in. Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It feels definitely feels like a simulation, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. We were reasoning about that yesterday too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Definitely a simulation. Wow. Buddha, you said something about that too on the other day.
Yeah.
We was reasoning with the native brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we got to get closer to that powwow connection, see where we're at in there.
Hmm.
Because
Hmm.
if we're seeing the land has been spread from New York to Florida, and that's really Virginia, how is it that we don't realize it to each other to say this land was really what they call the whole part of it as the South, while they were saying Canada up there was the North.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that bubble for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta figure it out.
Yeah, I
I was
know a
like,
lot of
wait,
people don't
South
think about that.
America, South America, North America. Wait a minute. Oh, and they got me was the numbers. I looked at the numbers. So you go from Florida 1 all the way up to New York 999 or something like that. So I'm like, oh, that's how they tricked me. Because if you look at the zip code started zero, but zero's in New Jersey. It's not even in New York. So I'm like, oh, that's how they tricked me on that too. So the census is where you see the feudal system created itself, but the postage,
Hmm.
that's where you see where they created itself in Florida. See, we don't have a zero with one when we put our address, do we? So that already lets you know Roman came in with the first one, not a zero with it. That's where uh this feminine masculine been destroyed, and now it's just masculine without feminine. And so
Mm.
that's why we got the men being men with men and woman being woman with woman and not knowing why that
Gotta get the
separation
balance
happened.
back.
Yeah, the
All
balance
out of
is
order.
Yeah.
the balance is way out of order as we know, and we're definitely seeing a huge changing of the tides. A lot of misinformation and indoctrination got people, and food, and things of that nature, and frequencies that have gotten people to be off course from their natural organic lifestyle that they should be living. For me, I see it as a very troubling thing because you, as men, I know we live in a paternalistic society, but we often face challenges on the authentic masculine attributes that we should be partaking right now. Our forefathers before us, their testosterone levels was probably 100 times more stronger than ours. They survived way more harsher conditions and lifestyles. So to see that we come from that to now is more we're all lopsided like you said earlier with the masculinity and femininity is it's troubling to me, you know what I'm saying, because I don't know what the future is going to bring as far as how do we perceive masculinity from femininity. It's going to be all pushed into one big bowl and stirred up, and whatever it is whatever it is, and that to me is a troubling thing for a person like me that believes in a type of order of how things are supposed to be.
And that's why it's so important that righteous brethren like the eyes here, right, continue to spread that message. You know what I mean? To make sure we getting in touch with the youth and letting them know who they are.
Absolutely.
Of course, they got to go and do the work on their own, but letting them know, man, you a king, you a man. This is how you supposed to live. You gotta you base your life on these principles and morals, and you do not deviate. This is how it was, and this is how it was supposed to be. You know what I mean? And as we all know,
grounded.
Exactly, society got everybody thinking that A is T and T is D and Y is P and P is 2 and
bullshit.
Yeah, bro, it's just cement.
Chaos. Y'all was talking, and I did. While y'all was talking, I pulled up that damn picture. This picture right here, if y'all look right here, right, does this not look like a dimension?
Yes.
Yeah, it does for sure.
Yo, I mean,
and as an artist, you can see it.
Like a portal opening, like
it does. It does. It was so strong. I had to pull over and take a picture. A couple of people pulled over and took a picture of it. I was like, man, and it looked like you couldn't even you could walk through that thing, man. That's how vivid it was.
This is what I meant by that, like that rainbow. See, if you ever see a rainbow, you can actually walk within that rainbow like a tunnel. So it's just like how the light be shining in a tunnel and spreading out that same aspect without thinking it on that same level. So you're right there with it.
Yeah, man, that was a dope picture. I always kept this one.
That's fire, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
So that means okay. So you seen WandaVision? That's another great.
Oh yeah. I saw that. That was good.
So Photon was a sister, and she walked into the light like that.
She did. She
bounced back out, and when she bounced back out, she had her superpowers. But what we would have looked at it would have been like, oh, she must have died, but she didn't die.
No.
She had superpowers. So now it's like saying you got an enhanced energy through that light. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's true though.
You know, when the old TVs were put out, it was gray and magenta. So when she put out WandaVision, that was great for her to put that out, because when the first color came in, it was dark red. I was like, yo, they going in on this joint. They brought back what propaganda looked back in the day and made it robotically. You know what I'm saying? They used the AI as the human.
They did.
But we knew it would be as the man, because it would be, who's the man in there but him? You know what I'm saying? But he's imaginary because she made him up and he already did. So that was a SAR. So I'm like, yo, they going too hard in here.
This is what October. This is what I think here the firmament looks like, bro. I think this is a mirror of the firmament. That's what I saw when I saw that day.
And this is what they used. She used that same joint all around the place that they were at as the shield around.
That's exactly what he used. And it was red.
Yep.
You see the outer color. If you really pay attention really close to this, the outer color
red,
is in the red. Right.
Yeah. That is red, gold, and green.
Oh, it's all the rainbow is definitely there.
Do y'all see red, gold, and green predominantly?
I see a lot of colors. I see a lot. I see the red. I see the red. I do see the yellow, and I see green, but I also see blue. I see orange.
I can see the orange. I can see that, but the red and the orange together is combined. The red and the orange.
It's making a darker shade of red.
It's making a darker shade of red, and that gold orangish.
Yeah.
Is making that a predominant yellow color to me. That blue and that the violet color.
Yeah.
Greenish.
Look like a green.
It looks like a solid green.
I see what you're saying. I see.
But the blend of those colors,
I find it amazing. And what I found even more amazing about it is if you look above here, the color in there and the color in here. Are you noticing
It's
something
a
about this?
fire, bro. That looks. The
Hmm.
more and more we looking at it, yo, it's like it's enhancing.
It's deep.
Yeah, bro, for
You
sure.
you
It's
see what
like
I'm saying?
layers to it. Like
Yeah, good over evil for sure.
Yeah.
Looking like labels,
The
layers.
color, the color is it's like it trapped the hue inside here. Cause out here is you don't see the it's two different colors. If the sun is setting, to me, I
yeah,
would assume it would be like this going throughout the whole sky. Like you see it look
Mm,
like this. It stops right here and then a
it
little bit
almost
leak
look like
outside of it.
something blasted out of
Yeah.
that damn thing.
In the center
yeah,
of it
like
at
something
that
on
too.
coming. Boom.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it look
Yes,
like something like
exactly.
boom right out of there.
Okay, so this goes back to that. You ever thought about this rain dropping insects or a certain type of plasma on the earth?
You said the rain.
Yeah.
You said if it does what?
Drop certain things, let's say insects or plasma on the earth.
I think so. I mean, rain is H2O, right? Small particles undetected by the naked eye, which is
Right.
oxygen.
Because I
I
had a
think
sister
so. I
said,
think so. Small organisms. I believe it. I could believe that.
right. She lived near the shore, right? She in Mississippi. So she lived near the shore and she realized how the sand will get into the farming side. So they can't really do no farming. And then it had me think about how over here I remember seeing certain type of look like plasma just on the ground. It was like some kind of uh just the mucus or something. I was like, yo, what is that? And I was messing with it. It's just like some kind of embryo or something. Like, yo, this is crazy. What is that? And I was messing with it. I was
What
like,
time
yo,
of
this
year
is some
was it?
soft gel stuff. And it wasn't like formed up or nothing. But then one time I ended up having a bucket out there. You know how you catch some water and give it to your plant? Well, I
Hmm.
forgot all about it. And that joint was out there for like maybe about good 3 weeks or something. When I looked in it, it was all type of little flying, little floating anything. I was like, yo, what is? I couldn't even. I wanted to take a picture, but it was already poured back out by the time I came back to it. But yeah, it had me
Mm.
thinking like, yo, it's not just we looking at rain. We looking at stuff that comes right off the ocean that are
Right.
smallest of the
My little
smallest.
microbes.
Yeah, that's why
Microbes.
I was explaining about
Microbes.
the neutrinos and the telomeres. The neutrinos and the telomeres are smaller than the atom. So when they
Mm.
came up with Ant Man, they showed us this firmament having a smallest of the world within this biggest of what we call it right now, this world that we in.
So what you think about
So
this? What you think about CERN?
say it again, sir.
What do you think about CERN? Yeah.
Oh, that's like explaining the they clone Tyrone joint.
Because
Mm,
I think the CERN
that movie.
has a lot to do with Stargate. When you think
What the
about
movie
CERN,
Yep,
started?
just like the
yeah,
clone Tyrone.
it's right. It's the same kind of thing because
Area
if you really pay
51.
attention, if you pay
Yeah.
close attention in Geneva, this particle collider it stretch across 3 cities. And it's like a big
Yes.
giant circle going across three cities. And what it does is it goes back and forth like this. Like I mean, like in a circular form, real fast. I mean, super faster than the speed of light.
Hmm.
And they take like what you were saying, like protons, neutrons, atoms, and all that, and they collide them at a fast rate, which in turn makes new ones coming from Lord knows where.
They opening portals,
Yes,
shape,
that's what they're
shifting.
doing. They're opening portals.
Man, they allowing all kind of stuff in.
So yeah, think about it. The type of energy coming through those portals, because everything is energy. Like that, everything is energy. But the type of energy is what we're talking about. You got positive and negative conduction of energy, right?
Right.
I think what we have coming out of there, we might have some positive stuff because we're starting to see things in a different light the older we get, we're starting to see like almost like a parallel universe collide with some of the stuff that we're experiencing. But on top of that, we're also seeing negative stuff come out of nowhere, like some real intense negativity, and I believe it's coming from there. They turned on the particle collider, I want to say 2 years ago. 2 years ago they turned it on, and ever since they turned that on, life has just been it's just been different. Like the energy around here and the frequency is different. Look into that. It's called
Yeah,
CERN, and see what they talk
yeah,
about on there. It's a particle
yeah.
collider, and it opens up portals.
Yeah. When we talking about the even the eclipse, it also is that extra to how that happened. The shaman or Schumann resonance is the frequency that is the Earth movement is on, and once it was changed, the UV light became stronger, and this is why a lot of the experiences, like you're saying, brother, uh, is more into the it can tap into the emotions without us taking premonition towards it. Let's say this: the turtle has 13 shells on it, yet when Jesus was sitting at that table with everybody looking at it in their old household, uh, they had 13 people as disciples, including Jesus. So when it was really saying 13, it was giving us the moon cycle and how not only that, the Mayan calendar went with what we call the galactic being the 13th to end and start over again. And so we're actually in the third moon cycle phase right now. This is why, like right here in Virginia, we're having a rain, but it's based on the monsoon rain that we have on the 6th. We use is like there's three uh, sitting next to Jesus, but then there's the other three that's sitting at the end of the table. They're showing you the 3 months, 3 months, but they're also showing you, the separation of one side and the other side of two seasons. So the middle is Jesus being in the middle. So this is the deciding point or the highest point, like we saw in that firmament. The energy changes at its highest point, going back to the lowest point again. And that's that battle of Haru and Set, good and evil. But we're seeing also how portals open to do certain things like we're speaking on to bring negative energy in or bring positive energy in. And it's really like how we were just speaking on, like Inception. If you ever look at that, that'd be great to look at because it still deal with the breathing that we were talking about. It still deal with the fear that we were talking about. It still deal with how you can upset the simulation and now the simulation starts affecting you. So we look at how we use magnetic attraction so that we can still, push forward what's still supposed to be happening in your simulation. Because if this is a part of the simulation, the best that the Most High wanted us to do was experience the Most High. And if we're not getting there yet, it's because we're experiencing what's not the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, look, guys. We could talk for hours about this stuff, man. You know how I know how I do. I can go all damn night with talking on knowledge. Speaking on knowledge is like making my belly full every single time. But we're gonna have to close this out and revisit this tomorrow, next day. However, whenever we want to come on, we can. The platform is free for us. We don't got no schedule unless, we got a whole audience that we got to like set a time frame for. But other than that, man, it's been good talking to y'all, man. For real, for real.
Of
You know what I
course.
mean?
respect, bro.
Likewise,
Yeah.
and like I said, we could find some things to talk about. We still have a whole lot more to conversate about and give our perspective on. But guys, it is a blessing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man. I
So
give
Yeah.
thanks, man.
yes, I.
Yes.
Anybody
Same
have
here.
anything else to say? You have anything you want to put out there, man?
That's
Conscious
just a
Planet. If you
blessing, man.
can, check me at Conscious Planet. Vegan Planet or Vegan Cafe is where the food is at, but it's Conscious Planet. That's where the bookstore is at. 2718 Granby Street. It's out in Norfolk. If not, check me on YouTube. I'm Eternal. ETURNAL Elbey, ELBEY. And then also Buddha E. I do a lot of pushing for the community.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's about communal work, hit me up. I do a lot of drumming for my people, whether they,
Nice.
transition or
Mm-hmm.
they coming into the existence. So we're here. You know what I'm saying? So good
Yes,
thing.
yes, 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 yes.
Side.
Good over evil. You got anything you want to promote, man? Where they could check you out, where they could follow you at?
And then to promote just Smiley GOE, Good Over Evil, everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and right now I'm just spreading good energy, man. That's it. Just spread good energy, positive vibes, and that's all I want to see. You know what I mean? That's all
Mm-hmm.
I want. You know what I mean? We know there's negative around, but we just pushing positive energy. That's it.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
I am. That's
Yeah,
it.
man. Yeah, man.
Mhm.
So, well,
Gratitude again, man.
Rasi Light, talk to me, Brethren. What you
Yes, I
got? What
no
you got, man?
promotions, but to share a little word. 777, spiritual awakening, good fortune,
Mm-hmm.
abundance, peace, love, blessing, elevation, ascension, awakening, right? Go within,
Mm-hmm.
awakening your truth.
Mm-hmm.
Truth,
Ah,
Mhm.
right?
shit.
That's what we pushing. Ashe. To
That's
the
it,
That's
man.
it.
mountaintops.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yeah.
it. Leo, give thanks, man. This is fire.
Yeah.
I know personally I need this.
Yes.
Just reasoning with the brethren, continuing to sharpen
Mm-hmm.
those
Mhm.
tools, man, and
Skill is
each
skill.
one teach one to go back, man, and meeting y'all at different points of my life, man, starting with Leo. Look
Mm-hmm.
at you as an elder. Met Brethren Buddha a few months ago. Look at him as an elder. And Good Over
Pisces.
Evil was fire, man. To
Mm-hmm.
be able to just connect with like-mindedness, man, and people that's really doing this
Definitely.
thing, man, and walking and doing your best. You know what I mean? And being real with yourself.
Nice. I
Yeah,
feel
man.
So
that.
I give thanks for it, man. Some
Wait, you
righteous
said
brothers,
he's a
man.
Leo?
Yeah, I'm a Leo.
Huh?
You're a Leo brother?
Mm-hmm. I am.
Okay, that's the green heart. What's yours, brother?
I'm a Cancer.
Good. Answer the answer. Number
Answer
four,
the
the
answer.
door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man.
Ancia. And you
Nice.
said you was again, bro?
Aquarius.
Aquarius?
Yes, I
Yeah, the
am.
air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Equality,
air.
equality. Gotta
Yeah,
have
man.
equality. Balance.
Yeah. hmm Yes, I.
Pisces. Yeah.
Nice.
Pisces.
Reflector.
Right.
Gotta reflect
Right,
it.
right.
Be versus believe. You can't believe yet till you have faith. Then you can believe. Then you can know. Then you can have faith. Once you get to that
Hmm.
four, like my brother, the Cancer, you can start to
Mm-hmm.
see
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta
Yes,
see
Mm-hmm.
it
I.
first from where it's at in our feelings. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
Yes,
feel
I.
that.
Thanks for
Feel.
that
Feel your
knowledge, man.
feel.
Yes, I
Respect.
appreciate Buddha. We got a link, man. We got to, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh
for
man.
sure.
man.
For
Got to.
sure.
Look, he
Got
dropped
it,
it down
man.
with the color. He brought the color in like boom.
Yeah, he
Got the
did.
flame in the back. That's fire. It's
Yes,
Yeah,
fire.
yeah,
I.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
I
did the
Like it,
thing.
appreciate
man.
I
that, man.
respect all y'all for that. Give thanks to y'all.
Yeah, yes,
Skin
I, for
touch. Skin
sure.
touch.
Yes, I.
Hmm.
Yes,
All
I.
right, then, Reggie. Let me close out. So, till next time,
Yeah.
bless
Bless
up.
up.
Post sake.
Peace.
Post sake. Ashe.
Yes, I.
All right.
All right, brethren.
Yes, I am about to knock the hell out. All right, y'all know.
Same. Same. You
For
about to be
real.
snoring.
Yeah, man. I'm tired as fuck right now.
Yeah, man. I got to be up in about 5 hours. These kids. You muted. You muted. Look, but I already know you gonna probably sleep in about 12, huh? Hey, look, you better put your phone on vibrate. I'm gonna call you as soon as I wake up and be petty. I can't hear you. Oh, there we go.
You can hear me? Yeah, you
Hey,
funny.
You
You funny.
better turn your phone off. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna blow you up.
Nah, listen, I'm enjoying this era of my life.
Man,
I don't gotta get up, boy. Listen, this year, he don't got school, man. I know he felt weird. I felt weird too, and it's not even me. I was like, dang, that's it. No more.
no more, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's why I said I'm gonna tell you something. I don't miss those days, brother. I don't.
Oh man.
But I miss the days of enjoying it with them. You know, enjoying to see them grow. It's just the school thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Well, King,
Yeah,
I catch
thanks,
up with
King.
you, man. Yes,
Yeah,
I.
thanks.
All right, we'll talk, man.
Peace.
Peace.